The queen, baby.
Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Working on.
When I was in a coma, not knowing that I was actually in a coma, I was having a dream. I thought I was living in real life. Had a dream that me and two friends was going to the grocery store, and a cop came up to me and was like, "Hey, aren't you Antonio Colbreath?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, you're supposed to be at the hospital right now." And during the time, like when that happened, I was in a wheelchair. So he takes me back to the hospital, and I'm end up going to rehab and doing like these leg exercises to have to walk again. So when I woke up and I was in the bed, I was like, I was tripping out because I'm thinking like the whole time in the dream that I was like, this is real life, but I found out I was dreaming about it. So I kind of woke up kind of knowing that I was paralyzed, but to actually find out that it actually was true, it was kind of tough to handle at first. So yeah, my injury is a T4, T5, spinal cord injury. It's in the thoracic level of my back, of my spine. The chest part, about chest level, where my spine is. Everything from chest down, my legs, bladder, feet, toes. I just don't have full control of everything down there. Or some spots I can feel more than what I can feel in other spots. So.
Look, my nigga, this is dedication. This is anti-hesitation. It's a real nigga celebration. It's a dime block declaration. 59th and 5th Ave, granny house with vanilla wafers. It's the remedy to separation. Tupac of my generation. Blue pill in the fucking matrix. Red rose in the great pavement. Young black nigga trapped and he can't change it. Know he a genius, he just can't claim it. Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated so he get faded. But deep down inside he know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meet preparation? I need some real nigga reparations, or I run up in your bank just for recreation. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. It's dedication. Look.
I spent my whole life thinking out the box. Boxing homies 3-on-1, got DP, but I ain't dropped. Chirp on me, here I come. Spin around the block, they blurked on me. Said I ran a stop sign, but that's a lie. I spent my whole life staring at the stage, playing Sega, daddy smoking Sherm, mama playing spades, catching vapors. Grandma said I get some Jordans for my grades, that's my baby. When she died, my heart broke 100 ways. I spent my whole life trying to make it, trying to chase it. The cycle of a black man divided, trying to break it. You take a lost shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it. Mine a setback for major comeback, that's my favorite. My nigga L said you do a song with Nip, K-Dot here better grip. I said here man first, you hear the words out his lips about flourishing from the streets to black businesses. Level 4 y'all living, giving to false imprisonment. Listen close my nigga, it's bigger than deuces and foes my nigga. Since elementary we close my nigga, you're straight like that. I give you the game, go back to the turf and give it right back. For generations we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Prove your dedication by hopping out Grand Ams. I'm at the premiere, politicking with Top Nip and Snoop. Damn, clock watching the way we grew from dedication.
On New Year's Day, we were at my aunt's house. We were going to eat gumbo, so we were making some different, we were making kind of like a sangria basically. And my daughter called me. No, I called my daughter, asked her to bring some wine, and I told her which one. So after the call was done, I said, we hung up. I said bye, and then she called back again. She was like, "Mom," I was like, "What?" Because when you the holler of her voice or the little scream that she had, I was like, "What?" She's like, "Mom, Antonio's not breathing." I said, "What?" I said, "He's not breathing," and I said, "Well, where is he? He had an accident and he's she didn't say where he was." And I said, "Okay." I hung up the phone. So I was walking out of my aunt's house, and I said, "I gotta go. Antonio's in an accident." So I got in my truck, started my truck. I drove like about a mile. Then I called her back because I was like, I didn't even know where I was driving to. So I called her back and I said, "Where is she?" She was like, "I don't know. I'm gonna have my friend call you," because her friend called her. So her friend's name was Vanessa. And I said, "Tell her to call me." So I'm just headed to the freeway. I didn't know which way I was gonna go, but I was just gonna get on the freeway because I knew I can probably get wherever he's at quicker. So she called back and said that he was by the farm, and the ambulance was going to bring him to Harbor UCLA in Carson. So I probably got there literally 5 minutes. So it probably would take you roughly 10 or 12 minutes or something like that. And I was actually doing probably 90-some miles an hour. So, when I got there, I went to the emergency, and I told my son's name, blah, blah, blah. It was like, "Oh, we don't have nobody here." So I started panicking because I thought that I was probably in the wrong hospital. And so I was like, "Well, can you check?" So she's like, "What do you have on?" I couldn't kind of remember, but I knew he had on some black pants and some type of tennis shoes. And I was like, "Well, he was in a motorcycle accident." So they said that, they said, "We don't have nobody here, but somebody came in, a John Doe." John Doe, it can mean a couple of things. So it can mean to where they can't identify the body. So they call it, the last name is always Doe, and the first name is always John. So when they said that, I got really upset because I was like, so in my head I was like, so is he gone, or is he not living? So she said, "Well, I'm gonna call back there in the back with emergency." And I said, so his friend came up there, and his friend and his friend mom, and they said his ID was in his pocket. So I told the nurse, have them look, if he's a black male, have him look in his pocket. His ID is in the pocket. So they did look, and they found his wallet. And one of the head nurses came out and got me. So she's like, "I'm gonna take you to the back." So now I'm getting really scared because I didn't know what this meant, but she's gonna take me in the back. So she was like, "Okay, have a seat in the waiting room. I'll be right back." I was still like, it wasn't good, just in my head. So she said, "He's here, but he's in emergency surgery. They're doing an emergency surgery on him." And I just lost it. I didn't know where, they were doing the surgery at. So she said, "I'm gonna come back." She said, "I'm gonna come right back, and I'm gonna give you a little more detail." So I probably sat there probably 10 minutes, where it literally felt like I was sitting there probably for an hour. So she came back and she said that he was bleeding inside, and they didn't know where. So that's why they had to do emergency surgery on him.
I'm bringing y'all along with me to the scene of the accident, where everything went down. So y'all get a vision in y'all head of how things was, and where things was. So when I got it during the accident, my body went through a tree, which went with my back being first against the tree, and I fractured my spine, which pinched my nerve in my back from my T4 to T5 level in my back of my spine. It's kind of towards the middle or like the chest area. And because of the spine pinching a nerve, it damaged that, which makes it fail signal like from my brain to my legs. The signal can't get all the way through, so that's why I can't move my legs and walk normally. I don't have to be in a wheelchair. Before the accident, I don't feel like it was a bad thing the way I was living. I was young and I was enjoying life. Like I was in my low 20s, living life to my best ability.
So how old were you when you got into the accident?
I was 25. Well, 25 years old, about to turn 26. It was 2 months before my birthday, so yeah, I was 25, about to turn 26.
It was 2 months before your birthday, so what did you do for your birthday that year?
Got out the hospital the day before my birthday and spent time with family and friends.
How are you?
Man, we at the scene where my life changed. I guess you can say for the better. All started off coming up this street, leaving Roscoe's over there by the 405 on Manchester. Me and some boys was coming up the street to head to my house to go pick up my wallet so we can head to an annual car show picnic for New Year's. From my understanding, what was told to me, because I can't remember on the top of my head, well, I can't remember at all. What happened was coming up here, I was hitting the turn, my bike had lost traction, the tire slipped up under me, and it came up here, I slid, it hit the curb, launched me off the bike hit the building right here, right there with a crack star on the wall, and my body went through the tree, broke the tree in half. That's about it to this whole scene, man. It's kind of tough being here right now and actually get to see it. Like last time, I wasn't able to see what was going on and where I was at. Like I remember glimpses of things. Like I remember waking up with my cousin being on this. I remember me trying to pick my cousin up as I'm laying in the bed. Don't know how I tried to do that, but tried to do that. I remember seeing my sister. And then, like each time I woke up, I end up going right back to sleep. And then there was another time, my uncle, my brother came and visited me, and I was more up this time, and I was so thirsty because I had a tube down my throat, and not knowing that I can't drink nothing, I was trying to ask my brother and my uncle for a Gatorade. So I got some to drink, and it took me a while to, because I haven't written or anything, it took me a while to write down what I wanted or type in the phone what I wanted to them. I kind of had to remember how to write again, like, in a sense. I mean, it didn't take that long to catch on, but I have to remember how to write again. Just thinking about the stuff, like thinking how to spell the stuff again, it was like, it was a little task.
Antonio had on a neck brace where he couldn't move. He was asleep. So basically, they had to induce him into a coma. They put him in a coma because he needed to sleep. Not sleep, but just he needed to rest. His body needed to heal. And the only way his body can heal is by resting. And he was in a coma for like 2.5 weeks. And from the doctors, they say each day takes a week from your life. The doctor did tell me that I'm going to see a little swelling in Antonio. So I'm like, okay. And I was comparing it to my mom because my mom had a little swelling in her. And I couldn't recognize my mom. So the next day, I seen some swelling. It's like, okay, he's just asleep. And he had a total about he had 3 tubes in his mouth, and then he had tubes going down his nose. The next day, and of course I stayed at the hospital the whole time. The next day he swelled more. The day after that he swelled more. So like that 4th day, I didn't recognize Antonio. He was that swollen from head to toe. But he was on a breathing machine. He couldn't breathe on his own. If they took him off, he wasn't gonna make it. So basically they told me they had to take him off the breathing machine. And they needed to put in a tray. So I refused to have the tray. They said he has to take it off. They said if they don't take him off the breathing machine, he's gonna die. So basically I said, let me go home, take a shower, come back. I came back. He had a mask over his face. He didn't have the tubes in his mouth. And I went completely off. I said, why did you guys take him off the breathing machine? Well, they took him off because basically he could breathe a little bit on his own. But he was still in a coma, but basically he didn't need the breathing machine anymore. So his body fought through it. It hurt me because I literally thought I lost him. I mean, because of the accident and how I seen him, he was, the position that he was in, I just knew that he wasn't going to make it. So now that he's here, it's like a newborn baby. I'm like really careful with him. I'm always tucking in t-shirts, fixing his clothes, wiping his face off, and he doesn't like it, but I do it anyway. And that's just because I'm like, whoa, I almost lost you, so let me make sure I take care of you a little more, keep you a little more closer to me, So like I said, it's just like a baby, like how you starting off. You don't want people to mishandle your kid, or you want to make sure your kid doesn't fall again and hurt themselves.
Watts Towers, man. Grew up in Watts, been around Watts. This is very meaningful to the city. It's where I grew up. It made me the man I am today. Out here in Watts, everybody is like, in a sense, is struggling. That like everybody want to make it somewhere, or you got people that want to one up other people, and that's where a lot of the violence come from. So when you growing up in Watts, all you seeing is violence of people trying to get on top of other people. And it just makes it hard for the people that's trying to make it out of here. And my goal is to make it out of Watts, but to still give back to the community. I'm big on giving back to those that's in need of stuff. And when I make it to where I want to make it, I just want to change a lot within the city. My recovery was difficult. It was difficult to do, and it was difficult mindset-wise. It was difficult to do because my body was so sore and it was hurting. And even like after surgery and stuff, like I don't believe in like taking pain medication, so I tried to take as less pain medication as I could. And once like for experience, once for example, once they got done with my spinal cord surgery, they had a machine that I just press a button and the medicine would go straight through my veins and kick in like instantly. So once I stopped feeling that pain that I needed for that, I immediately told them like I didn't want it no more. So, every time I would have to do an exercise, or they want me to sit up in a bed, everything was just hurting so bad. So dealing with the pain and stuff was tough. And then just going through like mental stuff as far as like depression on not wanting to do these things or how I'm gonna live my life again. It was all that stuff was running through my head, so I didn't really have the energy to want to do anything. Until I was in rehab for about a week or two, then I started to like get my mind together and like actually want to do stuff. As I was in the hospital, one of my friends had passed away from being in a motorcycle accident, and as I was in the hospital, he used to always come up there and just take visits in, and he'd be like, he'd be one of the main dudes. Be like, man, you gonna fight through this? Like, you gonna be strong. We got your back. And when he passed away, as I'm in rehab, I was like, I gotta do this because he would have pushed me to do it if he was here. So that was what I owed to him. I felt like, and it gave me a little extra push to actually keep going and doing what I need to do to get better. The accident kind of molded me into a better person right now. That I felt like I was. I felt like I was a good person back then. I mean, I felt like I was a great person, but it helped me do things that I want to do and follow my dreams. Now that I didn't do then, back then I was more about things can wait, or I'll get to whatever I want to get to. I got time. But after the accident, it kind of showed me that life is short, and it pushed me to grind more than I ever grinded before. And that's crazy because I used to take any job that I could get and work, and I feel like I'm working even harder now. I decided to go to LA Film School to get my degree in animation, so then I can work in big screens and making movies and doing the graphic designs and editing. When it comes to like movies, I've always been big on like superhero movies, I guess you say, like Marvel or Capcom. So to be able to do the effects that goes on in those movies, I always wanted to do things like that. So I'm actually learning in school how to do that stuff, and I'll be able to one day work with a company to do it, work with a movie. I'm a business owner now. I got like a year left to get in my degree, so it kind of like it molded me into a better person. Nah, I kind of felt like I needed an accident for all this stuff to happen. As far as my business, started a barbecue business with two of my friends, Zay and Evan. Yeah, we always used to cook and stuff, so we always used to cook, and to actually do something and make money off of something that we like doing, and I felt like that kind of, I would have probably passed on this idea if it was before my accident. My advice to people that's new to dealing with this situation, or even still dealing with this situation and it's hard for them to get through, my advice is to get out and make yourself busy. Like, go find things that you want to do, and also talking to people. Like, when I first got into the accident, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't really want to be bothered with people. I didn't want help from nobody. I didn't want to get out of bed. I used to tell my therapist all the time, like, can we reschedule this first therapy session? Like I don't want to do it. And once I started to do the stuff and actually make myself busy, it helped my mental out. Talking to friends, being around friends, that helped out a lot too. Like, I had friends that wanted to come over when I got out of rehab, and I'll be like, okay. And then one time I had a whole bunch of friends pull up, and I act like I wasn't at home. So it's like I feel like you just gotta accept those things. Because if you don't, you're gonna be yourself, and it's gonna just have you in a dark space, and not want to move on within life. I made this video to basically give people inspiration on life and let them know that you can do anything and nothing can stop you from what you want to do. A lot of people would say this accident probably slowed me down, but I feel like it sped things up with me. And I'm fighting harder than I ever fought before. So I just want to be that inspiration to other people to keep going and keep pushing, and to not let little stuff in life stop you from what you're doing. Because it's true, God wouldn't give you something that you couldn't handle. And at first I didn't believe that. I was like, man, why would God do this to me? But I'm handling it. I'm doing my thing. And then also because people want to know. People always ask me like, what's going on, like what happened with me, how did my accident happen, or how did I become in a wheelchair. So I just want to give everybody a visual on what was going on, what happened. And then two, I just want to thank you to everybody that's been a help in me getting to where I am now. Whether it's you visiting, whether it's bringing me Jamba Juice in the hospital, whether it's helping me go somewhere or picking me up to make sure I get out the house. All my friends that I might not hang out with now, I just thank everybody, because everybody that was involved has made me the person I am right now. So yeah, thank you. The accident changed a lot. Wait, what was your question? What was the question?
Adrian Swish.
DJ official.
These niggas wanna see me fail. 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 You gon' learn today. I ain't worried about a hater. Smash on them, see you later. You gon' learn today. Niggas say they make music, but boy, I really do it. You gon' learn today. You gon' learn today. You gon' learn today. You gon' learn today. You gon' learn today.
McQueen, baby.